It's Tion Bacody. We're back with another Diamond KUT Media interview. Before we even get started, though, make sure you like, subscribe, and share some of our interviews. Today, we're back with another special interview introducing you to a new artist on the rise doing her thing. Shout out to Litty Vuitton.
What's up, everybody?
Litty Vuitton, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Sunday, get to get an interview in. I can't complain.
Right. Thanks for
Right.
having me.
Of course, of course. So how's it going right now? I saw it not too long ago on your YouTube page. You uploaded you were on tour, right?
Yeah, we just did the drip tour.
Okay, how was that?
That was like crazy because that was like my first. It was the first time that Soulja like was there to see me perform. So it was good to see like, okay, this is not just the internet like buzz. Like in real life, my stage presence is there. The fans love it. It was just alignment, to be honest.
Okay, dope. That's what's up. And then when you say we, I know you kind of said the name a little bit later as you were talking. Let the people know who you were on tour with.
Oh, so I was on tour with Soulja Boy. I am Soulja Boy's first female artist. I am signed to Stacks on Deck, Money Gang Records. Yeah, so we just came off a drip tour. It was fire, y'all. It was really fire.
Or that's what's up. That's what's up. What would you say has been your favorite city so far?
So I did the cities in my state. So Charleston was lit. Charleston, South Carolina. They was lit. They know how to like they go to concerts and they know how to turn up and just have a open mind for new music, and receptive to new artists, and so they just gave me that energy.
Okay, word. That's what's up. That's what's up. And you're from South Carolina, like you alluded to. We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's start it up. Let us know about your name, Litty Vuitton. How'd you get that name?
Okay, so back when I was like 18, 19, I started like going out to the clubs. Me and my sister would go and we would just be super lit in the parties to everybody else's music. So at that time, the word lit was like the word. Everybody was using it every sentence. So people were just saying like, yo, you're so lit. You lit, y'all lit. And my sister was like, your name should just be Liddy. And then it was like 6 a.m. in the morning. I remember calling everybody like, I know what my rap name is. It's Liddy, and everybody was just jacking it. And so later on, a year later, she gave me the baton because I'm into fashion and style and stuff. So shout out to my sister Snack. She gave me my name.
Okay, dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. Cool story of how you got your name. And then you grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, right?
Yes,
All right. I
real
went to college.
baby.
I went to college in South Carolina. I went to SC State, so I know a little bit about Columbia.
Hey, yeah.
That's what's up.
It's turned at state.
Yeah, it is. It is. I went there probably like 8 years ago though, so I don't know how it is now. But when I was there, it was lit. But what part of the city inspired you the most musically?
Columbia, my city. Like you before we had RIP Speaker Knockers. Speaker Knockers is like the biggest thing that came out of South Carolina, of Columbia actually. So uh he just inspired like you can do it, you can make it in your city. And really it just came from like the roots. My father was a producer, my uncles was making music. When it came to fashion, my mother was like a fly girl, so I just absorb everything that was in my household happening around me. And I would watch like people come into my house to have sessions. My dad was making beats, and so I would just see people come in, rap, and I loved it.
Okay, dope, dope. And yeah, South Carolina's been doing this thing musically. It hasn't really gotten the national attention, but it's a lot of artists. Trap Dicky, he just got signed to TDE. He's from what, Hartsville?
I'm not sure, but I do know he is from South Carolina.
Yeah, I think Hartsville, South Carolina, whatever. But not whatever because that's the city. But yeah, that's where he's from, and he got signed to TDE. So it's some people in South Carolina making noise.
Yeah, we're doing our thing.
Or that's what's up. And then you spoke about it a little bit. Your dad, I didn't know your uncles too, but your dad was a producer and your uncle. So you just family and
Yeah,
musicians. So how was that
yeah. So
a
my
thing?
my uncles was like they rapped. and my father, he produced. So growing up, him, like, even my cousin Sean Garrick, like before he was like Sean Garrick, he was coming to our house, and him and my dad was cooking up all the time. And so it was natural. I just feel like when I could start formulating words, I understood rhythm. I understood, like, okay, you have to rhyme, you have to have a flow, and I just had that like from a little girl. So it was like natural to start and to want to do music.
Right. Do you remember any artist in particular that came over for a session? Like anyone that stood out to you?
Nah, I was too young, way too young to remember. I just remember like just loving it, loving what they was doing.
Okay, nice. And when did you start like making music yourself?
So the first time I recorded, I was 12 years old, and I did a 6 song like CD, like on an old school track where you have each individual track, a 12 track where you have to lay your vocals. This one hits the beat, this one. So it was wild. So yeah, I was 12 years old when I did that.
Nice. So you've been rapping ever since then. So was at that time period, was there like a specific artist or maybe album, music video, song that
Yeah,
stuck with you and made you want to do it?
for sure. So at that time, like out of all the artists that was like coming up, like Lil Wayne was popping, he was doing his thing, T.I. was popping, but I was just different, from the music that they were making. So when Soulja Boy came out and I was on this MySpace era, like that had me. I was one of those kids I was chronically online at that time. We were coding and we were doing all like the geek stuff. So when I seen him, it was just like I was attracted to the energy of like, okay, you don't have to be no gangster rapper. Like you can make fun, like vibey stuff. You can have talk about swag, and we was always into fashion. So that just sparked my brain of like, oh yeah, I could do this for real. Like he put himself on the internet and made it. Like he didn't. It was different. It opened up a whole new world of, oh, I could go put myself on the map. So that really inspired me too. Also, Lil Mama too, because she was like the first female that made, like in my age group, that made like that a dance song, or lip gloss, like something that was catchy and people could just, step to it. That junk was all over it. It had the nation just in a chokehold. So it really be like the kids from my upbringing that really inspired me to get on and really do it.
Or shout out to Lil Mama, man. She
Yeah.
get a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
I just met her last night actually. Shout out Lil Mama.
A word, that's what's up. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mama. Most people get on her though, because she jumped on the stage at the award show, but she's still a legend in her own.
Yeah. Shout out Lil Mama. She a legend.
Okay, word. And then you grew up, like you said, in the MySpace, in the real beginning of social media era. And then, like you spoke about it, Soulja Boy really, he started this trend of putting your stuff on the internet and then getting attention, getting a deal from it, making his song. So, how was it signing to Soulja Boy? Like, how did you guys even meet? Was it intimidating? Like, how was it?
Okay, so I'm gonna be real. So it was like 2024. I I was back in South Carolina, and I was like, you know what? I'm over here. I already blew up in my city. I already blew up to the point where all the shows I was doing, I'm just performing for other artists at that point. So I'm like, I have to move, have to go put myself in an uncomfortable, you know, unfamiliar territory so I can grow and I can meet and I can align more. That's how I can sharpen my tools. So I just picked up everything. I was like, I'm moving to LA. So I moved to LA, and it was around like, and I was just in the studio every night, 4, 8 in the morning, just going to like work at this gig I had and coming back and doing it all over again. So at that time, it was Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving Day, and I'm never on Twitter, but something just like get on Twitter. So I go on Twitter, and I see that Soulja Boy posted that he was having a kickback at his store on Melrose. So I was just like, bro, you've been talking about this for years. Like you've been saying that. What would it be like to work with him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just give him, at the time I just wanted to give him a jacket because I had this brand called Star Kids, and it was all about keeping your imagination alive. And so I just felt like, he was a Star Kid. So I'm about to go give him this jacket. So I get in my car, head down there. I walk in and I ain't see him, so I was like, damn. But then as soon as I said damn, he walk in. So he was in the car outside. He came in, and I was just like, "Yo, Soulja," and I just gave him my jacket, and I just chilled, and the vibes was like immaculate. It was very calm. Just wasn't really. I wasn't really saying too much. I was just more in a let me take in this energy. And then when I left, I just let him know like I also do music, and so we just took exchanged contacts on Instagram, and he actually did what a real one would. He stayed tapped in, and you know what I'm saying, when he seen that like, yo, she got it, you know, he just hit me up on his last tour, and he was just like, let's work. And then we just locked in.
Or that's what's up. That's what's up. So that's fire because I see people attend like different pop ups or different events artists have all the time. Your story proves like don't be scared to approach them. Like shoot your shot.
Zombie always like, you know what I'm saying, and it's just the nervous, but I see it as when you have nerves or anxiety, that's because like you're about to break into like a whole new matrix of like something that could, you know, your path is different. So it's like, bro, I just align myself to be right here where Soulja at, so I can just fuck if I'm scared or nervous. Go talk. You got one opportunity, like, you know what I'm saying. So I just took that, and I took it. I took it. I was nervous, you know what I'm saying, but I still did it. So I'm proud of myself because look where that got me.
Fact. Shout out to that. So what's something you've learned from Soldier Boy so far, like outside of just music?
I would say just stand up on your own business, like honestly, because a lot of artists just focus on making music, but I've always been business savvy, and so that's something that like he constantly just reminds me of, just with him doing him. It's not even like nothing like a conversation that we having about it. Just like when you could tell when somebody on a business or mean a business. So it just allows me to like, all right, we got the music done now. Okay, take care of your publishing. Make sure you're publishing right. You know, make sure that everything that you have, you getting paid from everything you're doing. You know, so it just like I just learned how to be on my business even more when it came to music from him.
Okay, nice. And you're the first, like you said, you're the first woman, female rapper signed to Soldier Boy. So how does that feel? Like how does that feel?
It feels like alignment. It feel like it's meant to be. Like I say, I was 12 years old. I didn't have a favorite artist before he came out. So to actually sit there and imagine it and didn't even know like I was doing something called manifestation. I was using my imagination. I was envisioning like me playing him my music at 12. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know the power behind that, and to keep on going on my journey and then take the opportunity when it presented itself to actually go meet him, and then things be full circle. And then I know a whole bunch of people done played him their music before, you know what I'm saying? So to be seen and chosen without even having like millions of followers, or I don't even think I was at 10K yet. And it was just like, oh yeah, just meant to be. Like it's alignment for sure.
Right. And how do you feel about like the space that women in like rap music or music, yeah, I'll just say rap music in general. How do you feel about the space right now?
I feel like women are dominating. I feel like women are like stepping up and seeing, you know, we can do this too, you know? Yeah, that's how I really feel about that. I feel like women are popping it this year. Last couple years, I feel like they popping it. So
Right.
yeah, I'm here. I'm right with them.
And I'm not even gonna just say just women in general. How you feel about rap overall in general right now? Some people saying it's not good. Some people saying there's some gems out there. How you feel about it in general?
Like it's gems. I feel like it's more of like it's an artist for everybody. So right now it's like the holy mecca of like dive in and see who you align with, who you listen to, who match your frequency, who you rocking with. Like, you know, we're not just in an era where they're playing these 16 songs on the radio and you gotta fuck with just them 16. You know what I mean? Like those people that the mainstream, like now you go to underground and it's so many fire people. You know what I'm saying? That's coming out with music every day. So I just feel like it's really a blessing, and it's artists for everyone. And I look at music like art. I don't look at it like it's a sport. Basketball and football, that's stuff where I feel like you really where competition and competitiveness come in at. But in music, it's like it's art of it's creative expression. So if you rocking with how Shorty expressing or how he expressing, then that's your frequency. If you don't, then you don't. But it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't think like the music, I don't think the time in music right now is ass. I think it's transforming. I think it's evolving as it always does.
What do you think is gonna take for like rap to be number one on top again?
Everybody keep popping their shit, keep doing their thing. More like what, like showcasing more of what's out there too, because it's so much new to like discover. Just like Rolling Loud this year, they put a lot of underground on the lineup this year, and that's good. We need more stuff like that. We need more platforms that's open to, discovering new artists, because that's how you're gonna find. There will never be another Michael, but that's how you're gonna find out the next Michael, the next this, the next that next like person who has that energy that people love. So just yeah, just I mean, just open-mindedness.
I agree. So I want to talk about your new tape or your new album, 1-800 Babe Motion.
Yes, baby motion.
Oh, it's Baby Motion. I thought it was 1-800
Yeah,
Babe Motion. I'm sorry. 1-800
very
Baby
good.
Motion.
So it's, yeah, 1-800 baby motion. I put BAB, and the E is, I changed the Y to the E to basically emphasize emotion in the word, because every track is like I'm going through the motions. Most of them are like me just going to the studio, having a beat, whatever I was feeling that day. That's what came about on the project. So it's like many little worlds or different vibes I was in.
Right. What do you feel what vibe you was in the most? Because to me, when I listen to it, like I do see the different vibes now that you explain
Yeah.
it and the emotions. But I feel like a lot of it was like turned up. Were you turned up when you was making this one?
Oh, I was turned up. Baby motion is like Litty Vuitton is like very like, I like to think of it like very soft spoken, very melodic, very like, just calm, collect, very feminine. And my yang to that yin is baby motion, which is like that rage. And it's like, how can I transmute that rage? And it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make turn music and to dance, and you know what I'm saying, just freedom. That's what it felt like.
What song on the tape do you feel like people are gonna sleep on at first, and then after a while they're gonna realize like, yeah, this one is one of them ones.
Hmm. I think take me. I feel like, yeah. I feel like take me. It's my cover of Chris Brown's "Take You Down," but I think when they really listen to it, but outside of the harmonies, it's my perspective of, okay, he want to take me down, but in actuality, he just need love. Like, he less than, but really that nigga just needs some love. Like, so if you really listen to it, shit is a beautiful song.
Fire, fire. Yeah, I heard a few. What do they call it? Like you had a few references to
Yeah.
like some classic hit songs.
Yeah, that's my thing. I love doing that.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. I enjoyed the tape. Make sure y'all listen to that. 1-800 Baby Motion is out now, all streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you want fans to leave with, like after they listen to this album? Like, if this is their first time listening to you, what you want them to take away?
I want them to just take away like, man's like, they feel good, like their vibrations is high, like it got them ready to go get some money, ready to go do something that they love to do, like, and also discover a woman that created her world from nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the tools that she had, the cards she was dealt, and created this and created that, her own motion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still growing, so hence his baby motion. But it's all about just that emotional intelligence, growing, just learning, maneuvering in life. This is my first time on earth. So it's like, and I'm here doing it to the fullest, the biggest that I can. And so I just want fans to take away a woman in her authenticity, inspired by everything that she's been inspired by. And it may not be the same as other artists that come out and they're inspired by this. Like, I was inspired, like I said, the dance era, MySpace era, Soldier, you know what I'm saying? And that's different. Most artists, or most females can come out and they were inspired by, said other female artists. And it was just different with me. So I just, want to just showcase that authenticity of it's okay to like be inspired by what you're inspired by, and take that and use that to fuel what you want to bring to the world.
Dope, dope. I love that response. So,
Mm.
what would you, your legacy? Because you said you do music. You also had a clothing brand, like you're into fashion and everything. So, what legacy do you kind of want to make your mark in, I guess, the music or entertainment space?
So I got this slogan called "Did you jig today?" and my mark is like, did you get up and do what you love no matter what it is? That's like, I want my siblings to look at me, what I'm doing, and knowing that whatever they want to do they can do it, and even everyone across this screen. Like that's literally what it's about. I'm not, that's my message. Is like, bro, you're here on earth, do what you love to do. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you got one person rocking with you. It took me 10 years to get right here where I am. And it take 10 years to blow up overnight. So, quote unquote. So you have to really rock with you from the like from jump from day one when nobody is, and there's moments where it's highs and lows and you got to stick through it. So I just want to be that proof that in whatever industry, whatever you're doing, you just stay steadfast and consistent and follow your inner, got your vision that only you can see. You gonna get there.
Sure, that's fire. And then I want to ask the last question. So, let's say we do this another interview in the future, and 1-800 Baby Motion being signed to Soulja, you take off, you're out of here from this. What do you think would have to happen in order for you to be where you want to be?
To consistency, like continue showing up, continue putting myself on the world wide web every day, spreading my message, continuing to body every show, every interview, every time people have interaction with me, spread that love, spread who I am and all that I do, and basically um have where I can allow my energy to bring me everything, attract everything that's for me.
Okay, dope, dope. So let the people know, where to find you at on socials, where they can find your music at, everything. Just drop it there.
Y'all can find me at Litty Vuitton on all social media platforms. And y'all can find me on sodmg.com/Litty Vuitton.
Okay, fire. Another fire interview in the books, y'all. Shout out to Litty Vuitton. Go check out
Thank
her
you
new
guys.
project, 1-800 Baby Motion. And yeah, we out of here. Another Diamond KUT Media. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend,
Yes.
and see what we got coming next.